It is impossible not to notice how the Queen of Peace of Medjugorje, in such a brief message, transmitted to Maria on December 25, 2025, repeated the exact same words twice. In a message of barely 5 lines. When the Virgin Mary repeats something in her messages, it is never by chance. It is an urgent call, a maternal insistence, that wants to shake our distracted hearts. We must pay maximum attention and identify the urgency with which we are called to carry out very specific actions. But there is more. On the same day, December 25, 2025, Jakov also received his annual apparition. In the last daily apparition of September 12, 1998, the Virgin Mary had told Jakov that from that moment he would have the apparition once a year, on December 25. And so it happened punctually, also in this Christmas 2025. 2 visionaries, 2 messages on the same day, with an urgency that transpires from every word. Today we will report the 2 messages received by the visionaries, and we will understand the profound meaning of the time we are living. We will then resolve a great paradox, which troubles many hearts. Stay until the end, because the answers are more enlightening than you might imagine. If these topics are dear to your hearts, help us spread them. A like can do so much, as can your subscription to the channel. Thank you from the heart. Through Jakov, the Queen of Peace with baby Jesus in her arms, transmitted this message.
Dear children, today on this day of grace, in a special way, I invite you not to live life striving toward earthly goals, and not to seek peace and joy in earthly things. Because in this way, your life is wrapped in darkness, and you do not see the meaning of your life. Little children, open the door of your heart to Jesus, allow Him to wrap your entire life, so that you may begin to live in the love and mercy of God. My children, only with Jesus in your hearts, will you know the true goal of your life, and you will strive toward eternal salvation. I bless you, with my maternal blessing.
This, instead, is the message transmitted to Maria.
Dear children, also today, when God allowed me to bring you in my hands baby Jesus, the King of Peace, so that He may fill you with the ardor of love and peace, so that every heart may be similar to His heart in this time of grace. Be courageous defenders of the love of your God, so that He may give you His peace, in this time of grace. Thank you for having responded to my call.
The Holy Mother brings us baby Jesus, the King of Peace. If you want Him to fill your heart with the ardor of love and peace, write in the comments. My heart is yours. Amen. The message to Jakov speaks of Day of Grace. To Maria, the Queen of Peace, repeats twice, time of grace. We live in an era in which, in our arrogance, we have exchanged free will for omnipotence. We allow ourselves to close our eyes in the face of serious situations, convinced we have the right to do so. But is this really God's will for us? The Queen of Peace tells us that we are in a time of grace. But let us reflect deeply. This time of grace, is it really ours? In the second apparition in Medjugorje, Mariana asked the Virgin Mary to leave a sign of her presence. So she smiled, and in that moment, the hands of Mariana's watch moved backward and remained still. This extraordinary sign has a profound prophetic meaning. Our time had already expired, but through the intercession of the Most Holy Virgin, God granted more time to humanity. However, having granted us more time does not automatically mean that that time is ours. These are the times of the Virgin. The days we live are marked by her great and strong presence. And this presence will become even more powerful as her victory extends, defeating the forces of evil, which now seem to prevail. As the Queen of Peace told us, in one of the first messages in Medjugorje, on June 10, 1982. You are wrong when you look to the future thinking only of wars, punishments, evil. If you always think of evil, you already put yourselves on the road to encounter it. For the Christian, there is only one attitude toward the future: the hope of salvation. Your task is to accept divine peace, live it, and spread it. And not in words, but with life. The Queen of Peace constantly invites us to pray for peace. But do we really know what it means? The visionary Vika enlightens us with words of extraordinary depth. Peace is a gift for those who pray and have a clean heart. So too is true joy, which is an anticipation of paradise. The Virgin repeats many times that we must pray for peace in the world. But if there is no peace within our heart, this prayer cannot be heard. We all have something within that disturbs. I cannot just say, I want peace within my heart, and do nothing for it to come. So it never arrives. When you have this desire to pray, this gift comes by itself. We, every day, are ready to ask, but little to give. Instead, we should be happier when we are ready to give something. When we are ready to give something of ourselves, then graces also arrive sooner. We must not put first what I want, but what the Lord wants. We must put ourselves in the perspective of being at God's disposal, and say, O Lord, you know the desires of my heart, I offer you my sufferings, and you, do as you wish. The important thing is to do the Lord's will. Father Peter, the priest to whom Mariana will reveal the secrets, during one of his testimonies, said, We can say that this is the time of prayer, and for this, we are all invited to use it, and take advantage of it. The message says that she is our mother, and wants to reach all of us. Her greatest desire is that all of us become saints, to be able to come with her to this very holy place. Do not think that this holiness is only for us priests, or for nuns. It is for all baptized people. All of us are invited to this gift of holiness. She appeared as Queen of Peace, to invite us to holiness. Peace is such a great gift from God, as a condition in which we feel happy, we feel good, and we can approach God in this way. We now arrive at the heart of the matter. How can we understand that 2025 was part of a time of grace, and at the same time coincide with sufferings of global scope? How can mercy and divine justice manifest simultaneously? To illuminate this mystery, let us turn to the profound thought of Venerable Fulton Sheen on mercy and justice. Too often, by mercy, one means leaving unpunished anyone who breaks natural law, or divine law. This mistaken conception transforms mercy into simple sentimentalism, which justifies evil and ignores justice. Mercy is the perfection of justice. There is no true mercy without justice, nor authentic justice without mercy. Mercy does not come first, and then justice. But rather justice first, then mercy. The divorce between these two aspects of divine love leads either to sentimentalism, when mercy is separated from justice, or to merciless severity, when justice is separated from mercy. Whoever loves something must resist what would destroy the object of his love. The capacity to become justly indignant is not proof of lack of mercy and love, but rather proof of them. As a mother demonstrates love for her child, hating the disease that would devastate him, so God demonstrates his love for humanity, opposing the evil that would destroy its souls. Christ himself, the perfect incarnation of divine mercy, did not hesitate to be severe when necessary. He drove the merchants from the temple, rebuked the hypocrites, spoke uncomfortable truths to the woman at the well. His mercy was not a featherbed for those who fall from justice, but an authentic love that seeks true healing even when this requires severity. But this vision might seem in contrast with the message of Jesus to Saint Faustina. Before coming as just judge, I open wide the doors of my mercy. Here there seems to be a sequence in which Jesus manifests himself first as King of Mercy and only later as just judge. The contradiction, however, is only apparent. When Jesus speaks to Saint Faustina of a time of mercy that precedes judgment, he is not denying justice, but offers humanity a period of grace in which to respond to justice through repentance. During this time of mercy, justice is not absent, but is the foundation on which the possibility of forgiveness is built. Mercy is an invitation to recognize one's wrongs and to seek reconciliation. Thus, both in Fulton Sheen's thought and in the message to Saint Faustina, mercy and justice are inseparable. Mercy presupposes justice, while justice finds its perfection in mercy. The difference is only in the way of presenting this relationship. Saint Faustina emphasizes the temporal priority of the offer of mercy, while Sheen highlights its logical foundation in justice. On June 25, 1991, the Queen of Peace delivered to Mariana this message, which resonates with particular force today.
Dear children, today, on the great day that you have given me, I desire to bless everyone, and tell you that these days in which I am with you are days of grace. I desire to teach you, and help you walk on the path of holiness. There are many who do not want to hear my messages, nor accept seriously what I say. But for this I invite you, and I pray that with your life and in daily life, you witness to my presence. Pray. God will help you discover the true reason for my coming.
Here is the key to understanding this time. We are called to holiness, not to a mediocre Christian life. The extraordinary presence of the Virgin Mary will manifest itself especially in families consecrated to her Immaculate Heart. All of us will perceive this presence, which will be a source of consolation in difficult moments. So let us go forward with confidence, hope, and humility. Let us continue in our daily journey, dedicating ourselves to prayer and work with purity of heart and right intentions. With the guidance of the Holy Mother, we advance on the difficult road of peace. Peace in our hearts and in our families. If we follow the path she has traced for us, if we listen to and put into practice her teachings, our families will become the first shoots of her triumph. These shoots, small, hidden and silent, are already sprouting in every corner of the earth. They are the anticipation of a new era, of new times truly ours and of God, that are approaching. Let us not be deceived by the illusion of control that the world offers us. Let us recognize instead that these times belong to the Virgin Mary, and through her, to God. Is there someone you would like to see consecrate their family to the Immaculate Heart of Mary? Someone who needs this maternal protection? Write their name in the comments. We will pray that the Virgin calls them under her protective mantle. On December 3rd, the Queen of Peace entrusted an extraordinary message to Ivan, which speaks to us once again of days of grace. But how much remains to us before this grace ends? If you want to know more, click on the video that has appeared on your screen. May God always illuminate your path. See you in the next video.